What up, DBs? Coach D here with First Down DBs. I'm going to try to keep uploading more on YouTube. I just had to kind of find my way a little bit on YouTube. I know it's a lot different than TikTok or even Instagram. So what I'm going to do, what I told myself I'm going to do is I'm just going to start looking at random clips, and then I'm going to identify right away what happened, what coverage I think they're in, what we could do better, what the DB did well, okay? Let this clip play, and then we're going to talk about it. So right here, this is a classic example. This is a classic example of how cover two is exposed whenever we're not doing our technique properly. And the reason why I can tell it's cover two, and in the NFL it's tough because they run so many mixed coverages and so many week to week coverages based on who they're playing that it's hard to really tell. The way you can identify it easiest is by this backer right here. Whenever you get a backer opening up and running on the inside like this pretty much tells you it's a cover two. All right, so we get the middle carry defender, right here. So that's part of cover two. You get the hook defender, who's pretty much going to drop in between number one and number two. And he's not looking to get under the hitch or get to the flat because we already have a flat defender there. So that's how I can tell it is cover two. All right. Again, we got the middle carry. We got the hook, who's not really concerned about the flat. And then we have a defender. And the way you play the flat, the way you can play the flat from the corner position, honestly, I can think of 5 different ways off the top of my head that you can play the flat. You can bail it like he does here. You can press it. You can act like you're bailing and then press it. You can line up at 5 and then step outside for some inside. You can line up at 7, step down to 5 for some inside. There's a lot of ways you can do it, okay? So it looks like he's going for the bail type of technique. Now, whenever you do this type of technique, or you're not going to get hands on him because that's not the technique that you're choosing to use. You don't want to get hands on him, but you do have to adhere to normal bail rules, okay? So if I'm bailing, we never want a guy to just run in a straight line or be able to attack our blind spot and just run freely. As soon as he hits our blind spot, we should be adjusting our angle and we should be bailing this way to cut him off so he would have to run through our back, or we would widen him even more to squeeze him even more. Because right now we have 2 guys running scot-free in a cover 2. No one's rerouting. I'm a huge fan of rerouting. We want to reroute him. We want to use you to reroute him because we can't have guys running free, because what does it do? Stress our safety. All right, our safety has to be pretty much leaning on this number 2 because we have a skilled guy on, linebackers are skilled, but this is a mismatch. Having one of their best receivers on an inside linebacker, he's not going to be able to run with him. So we have to, if we were on a normal field, we would have to pretty much be on the hash or maybe a yard outside the hash. That's our normal landmark, but NFL is different. So we have to lean here, trust that our corner is either rerouting or delaying this or disrupting timing in any way so that we don't have to play them both equally. It's too hard for the safety to play them both equally, especially when you got a good quarterback. So I would suggest that instead of just using this hand to try to put on the receiver, that's not going to be enough. Take that extra step, know that he's attacking your blind spot, and honestly, there's no reason for us to not continue to run with this. See how we kind of stop right here? Maybe he pump faked, but you want to take a look at number 2 as well. Notice how we're staring in the backfield. It's 100% possible that there's a running back going to the flat. But if you're already engaged right here and you're sinking and you're already saying that your hook defender's not going to get hands on him, let him take the back or let him take somebody across, okay? You have someone to deal with. He doesn't really have a job or a man at this point. We have one guy here, we have one guy here, and we have one guy over the top. So they all are occupied. Let him go get the quarterback or go get the running back if they dump it to the flat. So I really don't understand why we sink right here or why we stop right here. But You're gonna need more than a hand. All right, put your body there because he's letting us touch him. If we put our body there, I guarantee you this knocks him off course a little bit, gives us an easier read for our safety, who is doing a good job. I'm not sure exactly when the ball's released, but he's deeper than the deepest, and at this point, he's mid-pointing. He's leaning on two because that's the easier throw, and then he's going to rally or try to get to number one. We do get a favorable ball. It's not on a rope. It is a little bit of air, which is I think is the only reason why we're able to play this. And we go for it and we just miss. Okay, I wouldn't be mad if he didn't want to go for the ball and just decided to knock the receiver out if he could. But he takes a chance. He goes for the ball. We just misread it. He makes a good play. But honestly, I think this corner has to do a better job of affecting the release. Okay, I think if he affects this release just a little bit, because you notice the receiver never breaks stride. All right, he never breaks stride. So if we're gonna bail, I think we bail at a better angle, cut him off, slows him down. I think with how close we were to making this play as a safety, I think if we slowed him down, and this is crazy, even an inch, a game of inches, if we slow him down a yard, I think we make this play. We're pretty much an inch to a yard and a half a yard from making this play, honestly. And it's crazy how every inch, every yard matters. If we do a better job at in the flat, I think we're able to make a play on this ball.